Hello, my name is Dante Renee from the 10 Room Bizarre YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like tonight's film. This is the ultra rare 1990 film Hard to Die. Hard to Die here. The 1990 film. Here are some screenshots right here. And Hard to Die has music by Chuck Serino, who you know from working on the Not of This Earth remake, and I believe Transylvania Twist, and Chopping Mall, I believe, as well. So he has this great music in here, and this was produced and directed by Jim Wynorski, the director of one of my favorite movies that I looked at on this YouTube page, The Lost Empire. Now, the interesting thing is that I believe in the opening credits, it doesn't say Jim Wynorski for directing, but it says Jim Wynorski for producing, with an alias for directing, I believe. The ultra other interesting thing about Hard to Die is that it's pretty much the exact same cast as the film Sorority House Massacre Part 2, otherwise known as Nighty Nightmare, also directed by Jim Wynorski. Joe Bob Briggs has a quote on the front of this out-of-print DVD that states, "It's the female version of Die Hard." Here is Hard to Die. And this was put out on New Concord DVD, and this thing is like really out of print now, but I bought this years ago. I have some notes here, so you're going to see my eyes divert. I'm so excited to talk about this film that has been a part of my life for many years. Let's get into 1990's Hard to Die. Well, right off the bat, let's talk about the music from Chuck Serino. Atmospheric, vibes of Sorority House Massacre 2. Dark, yet fun, yet late night, and very mysterious, and very 80s, and very electronic. And so it has all of those worlds together that immediately make you, it's late night. I mean, I know it's 1990, but it's, it feels like the 80s. It feels like popcorn. It feels like a sleepover. It feels like horror. It feels like sleaze. It feels like the occult, mystery, nighttime. Awesome, awesome music. Now, in Hard to Die, we have a lingerie store in an office building, after hours work, a gun store, a mysterious janitor, a spirit box, guns, detectives, a porn set, a dark magic collector, possession, mysterious murderers, showers, lingerie, dark comedy, humor, horror, action, sexploitation, TNA, and definitely a USA up all night vibe. Hard to Die has all of that. It's definitely a film that cannot be easily defined by genre. Will horror fans like it? Horror fans will have a good time with it. Will exploitation fans like it? Yes. And also you're going to have the comedy fans and the cheese and all of that. But the comedy's never too far. Okay? It's not like trauma territory or over the top. No. It's just low budget beauty, 80s outrageousness and sleaze and crazy situations, The janitor character in this film, comedic, wild, weird, what the F, fun. He's amazing. Hard to Die is low budget. It's scary. It's also cheesy. It's dark. It's weird. It's nonstop. It's sexy. And definitely a sleepover film, and definitely a crowd film. There's even a Jim Wynorski cameo in the movie that's actually not just a cameo, like walking across the screen. He's in it for quite a bit. His part in the film is very interesting because he is... it's almost in a way breaking the fourth wall of Hard to Die, but it's not. He's talking about another film that he's filming, but in a way he's almost utilizing the commentary that maybe he has experienced throughout his career as a filmmaker, and what people have said about his movies as he is being accused as a director, as a side story in Hard to Die. It's very interesting. We have beautiful thunder and lightning in this movie, just bringing an awesome horror atmosphere. We have a scary basement, abandoned floors, and offices in this kind of, after hours office building. Reminded me of like the building. Well, it's not that this is an office building, but it, kind of has that kind of a building vibe of Poltergeist 3, even though that's an apartment building. You have a horror collector in this film. It's late at night. Anything goes. True exploitation. The end of the movie is great. Just another what the F series of events involving a heart on the screen. There's never a dull moment in Hard to Die. And if you love hot, long-legged, curvier, real girls and boobs and thongs, you're going to love the girls in this film as well. And in this movie, we also have Forrest J. Ackerman. He's in this film in a pretty substantial role. So Forrest J. Ackerman is in here, and if you know anything about him, you know about his love and collecting of horror. And it's interesting the role he's playing in this film. And when you look at the trailer, if you can find the trailer on this on YouTube, it's pretty beat up, but you can find the trailer on YouTube. It looks like a real kind of hardcore, sexy exploitation action film. But it's also, it's like a sleazy exploitation film from the 70s mixed with like Evil Dead. It's crazy. I mean, it's really, really crazy, and it's so great. I mean, it feels like when you're watching the movie, it feels like you just rented it out of a video store. This is 1990s Hard to Die, and it's 81 minutes of nonstop awesome. If all that stuff sounds good to you, there's Hard to Die. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like 1990's Hard to Die. Please feel free to check out my own personally made films at vimeo.com/poopy diarrhea, Poopy diarrhea. Thank you so much, and good night.